Alright, so the first line, we start at 2. I went, this is 2 over 1, I went up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, and then do my dots. And again, can you graph both lines and then shade? Yeah, but it is so much easier if you graph the line first and then shade. Okay, so I graph the line, I test 0, 0. A lot of people are starting to get this. Oh, that's true, so this line shades over here towards the origin, Okay. Now if I look at my next line, this is a little more confusing. Down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. And again, it's solid because it's greater than or equal to. And then, which way do we shade? Well, when you test 0, 0, and I haven't done this yet, is 0 greater than 1? No, I'd rather have $1 than $0, right? Is 0 greater than 1? No. So when it's not true, what does that mean? I go the opposite way of the origin. So I know what that means is for this red line, this cannot be part of the solution. So instead of shading left towards it, that means I shade away from the left.
See.
Go ahead.
I'm confused.
In terms of where.
So you like flip it?
So instead of, yeah, I guess if you want to think like that, what I want you to think is if it's a true, we shade towards the origin. If it's not true, we can't have the origin in it, we shade away from the origin. So from this line, instead of shading towards 0, I shaded away from 0.
So if the answer, like if it's not like what it says it is,
Yep.
you do like
The opposite. Yep, okay. So that means, again, this is, without kind of really tracing it in, that was my solution over here. All right, let's talk about number 4. What do I do first in number 4? For the first graph, let's just do that easy. Anybody? Or you guys already working it? Go up to 5. My slope tells me I have to do what?
Go down 1 over 2.
Down 1, right 2. Correct. Yep, down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. Just to kind of get it in there. All right, we'll fill that in, and it is solid because it's greater than or less than or equal to, excuse me. And I plug in 0, 0. 0 is less than or equal to 5. Yep, that's true. So I shade towards the origin. Again, going back to what I was saying a few minutes ago, if that was false, I would shade up instead of down because it's not towards the origin. How do I graph 3 is less than x is less than 7? Anybody? Give me numbers that would make that work. Go ahead. Okay. Give me numbers that make this true. What number can I put in here that makes it true? Any number. 5. What else? 4. Obviously, because x is just between 3 and 7, right? So any values between 3 and 7 are good. We were good with that. Does 0 work? No, because it's not between 3 and 7, right? So first of all, 0 is not going to be my solution. I'm not going to be shading there. How about, based on what we said earlier, how would I graph that line? Just x is less than 7.
Or you do the same thing.
Same thing as I did up above, it's just a vertical line. So let's put a vertical line at 7. So count over on the x until you get to 7, which is 3 from the end. And let's put a vertical, I need a different color here. Let's put a vertical line at x equals 7. Okay, so if that's the case, how do you think I do that line? Oh, x is greater than 3.
The same thing.
It's the same thing, it's just at 3, right? So let's put another vertical line at 3. And they're both solid. And here's what we said. By the way, that's how you graph those, period. Done. Now about the shading. We already said 4 works, we said 5 works, we said 0 doesn't work. So where am I going to shade this?
All of them.
In between them. All of them in between them. Right? Because I can't say outside it works because we said 0 does not work. If I go over here, 8 doesn't work. So everything in between here does work. So my solution is just the double shaded region, which is here No. That's it. That's actually it for the notes too. What do you guys think? Go ahead.
For the solution, like, what do you mean like the non-shade? Like when you highlight the solution?
The solution is the double shaded region. So where I shaded one time was this way. The other shade was here. Where do they have in common? It's where they overlap. Right? So like this one overlapped here and there, so that's my solution. So really all I'm trying to say is wherever it overlaps, that's where I need you to kind of shade it darker. Okay? Now I think it's a good time to start working on some of our homework problems. But there's one problem I want to help you with. Okay? So flip over to your homework, which is those 8 problems on the next page. And it might be beneficial to just rip off the first page so you can look at that while you're doing this other one. Okay? And I'm going to have you turn this in anyway. Just for the sake of, so that everybody's kind of doing the same thing, let's number these please. Just so that we all have the same one. So I'm going to number it according to the way the sheet is. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm only doing that because that's exactly how it is on the sheet that has the formulas on it. Here's the one that's a struggle for a lot of people, number 7. Let's look at number 7. And here's the thing, I'm going to do it right for you right now. Okay, so everybody's going to get number 7, right? Do it with me. I'm going to graph the second line first. Y equals 2x minus 2. Okay, I'm going to graph that starting at -2, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, and connect my dots, which would be a solid line. Which way do I shade? Well, let's plug it in. I've got 0 is less than or equal to -2. Is 0, just plugging it in, is 0 less than -2? No. So that is a false statement, which means that this is not part of the solution. So from the line, I shade away from the origin. Now let's do the other one. And this is where people get into trouble. And it's not even about graphing the line itself. Because on y, let me write it over here, y is greater than -2x. Where do I start that graph? What's my y-intercept on that graph? 0. When there's nothing there, it means 0, right? So I'm going to start at the origin, and I'm going to go down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, and connect my dots. Again, be careful. This is strictly greater than, so this is a dashed line. If you are doing this homework, and I've done this before, if you're doing this homework and you draw a solid line and you go back and, oh crap, you have to make that a dashed line. Just write the word dashed and point to that line. Okay? I'm okay with that. Okay. Now, I do that, which way do I shade? Oh my goodness. I can't plug in 0, 0. Because it's right on the line, right? How am I supposed to know which way to shade? Anybody think they have an idea?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Well, no, because some of them are going to be true and some of them are going to be false. In fact, it's kind of 50-50. One side of the graph works, one side of the graph doesn't.
Can you just do it in between?
Just do it in between. What do you mean? Like, just this part?
Yeah.
That might be part of it.
The other side.
The other side? How do you know? Is there a way that we can check? All along, I've been just doing 0, 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I pick any other point? You can't. Let's just plug in a different point. In other words, let's plug in this point right here, or this point right here, or this point right here, and if that works, then we shade towards that point, because it's actually part of our solution. If it doesn't work, then we would shade away from that point. It's just like testing 0, 0. The reason I use 0, 0 is because it's easy. You plug 0 and it goes away, right? If I plug in 0, 2, that's okay. We can still do that. In fact, I would probably recommend using something that has 0 in it. So let's actually just plug in this point right here. Let's put a dot at 0, 4. 0, 4. I'm going to test 0, 4. Okay? So 0, 4 means the y value is 4. The x value is 0. -2 times 0 would of course give me 0. Is 4 greater than 0? Yes, it is. What does that mean? Which way do I shade?
Towards the point.
Towards the point that works, right? If that works, then you know what? That's the way I shade. I'm gonna grade these, like not just check these. I'm gonna have you hand these in, and I'm gonna grade it 2 points for each problem. You better get this one right, because I just did it for you. If you didn't, copy it down while I was doing it. Make sure you check the tape, because the tape will have us doing it, okay? So again, our double shaded region, of course, is this over here. Make sure, again, it's obvious, I can see what it is. When you get home, if you want to use crayons, that's pretty. Cool? You got 7 more problems. You've got 20 more minutes. You got plenty of time to at least get started and probably get at least halfway done with this before you leave. If you finish it, throw it in the box, you got no homework. Okay? I'm going to collect this first thing on Monday morning, so please make sure if you don't get stuff done, you take yourself 10-15 minutes and get it finished up this weekend.